Hey, honestly, it's me, Motola Cacao, and we have to talk about heroes. We have to talk about Fire Emblem heroes. Because, once again, a chapter filled with opportunity to show us character development, to give us backstories and world building, it chooses to do none of that. Now, I'm going to go into spoiler territories for those who haven't played the latest chapter that was released last night. So if you haven't, go do that. And then come back and watch this video. Okay? Just give you a few minutes to do that. Process it. We're good now? Is everyone good? Are you back yet? Okay, I think you're back yet. You're back now. Alright. So, we basically get introduced to Hidrit. I don't know how to speak his name. I don't know how to speak his name. Basically, the older brother of Yorm and Yerger, but Ygir. All these Nordic names, I cannot pronounce them. I'm sorry. But anyways, he finally makes his appearance in the story, and we don't get much from him other than the fact that he faked his death in order to try to kill Surtur before or get information on how to defeat him. And now he knows about the Rod of Flames, and now we're heading to it, Free Veronica, which we don't know if she's still alive or not. And basically, sorry. Oh, I'm sleepy. I'm making this video when I haven't slept it's like since I haven't slept all night. So yeah, probably gonna make this, upload it, and then probably gonna take a nap. Anyways, so that's basically the story. Now, the problem I have with Henry is that like I said, we didn't get anything from him other than that. Also, there's some traitorous things, but again, if Sage's thing is up to bat, and that's really the one thing to connect it, oh, this is not the real Yuka, this is Loki in disguise. I'm gonna be so mad because that's lazy. Like, there was no way to tell the difference between her and Loki other than the fact that Loki said our names. If that's the tipping point, if that's basically the reason why, like, it's revealed she's Loki, I'm going to be so mad. Because, again, people think that's just a typo. That was just something that slipped on the rug. But yet, I feel like they're actually trying to do it and make it sound like, oh, now this was totally intentional. We totally meant this to happen. And I'm not going to really believe them. But yeah, we basically got, we got all that, but we didn't get much else. We didn't get to see his reaction about Gunther's death. We don't. I feel like that should have been something. We should at least because that would help to allow us to see what kind of character he is. Would he decide begin to take this for vengeance? Would continue on in her memory because that's what she would have wanted? We don't get that. It sort of irks me because, again, character development. We get more of that in the villains and the enemies that we face than the actual characters. And I feel like that shouldn't be a thing when most of the villains are morally gray, and yet the heroes are goody two shoes. That shouldn't really be a thing. Fire Emblem is a morally gray story. That's sort of the point. Sure, you can say that Spell attacked or Emblem attack. But for the sake of the player, nobody important has died. Except for Muspel. But then again, that's Newfield. So, if anything, Fjorm, Niger, and you got the freaking the royal family of Nefa would have probably have more bad blood with more of a personal vendetta against Boosfield than Askier. All Askier had was basically the people attacked, but again, just grandfather, show don't tell. Show us an important character dying. Alright, you did, but that was Gunthra. That's important for Neefel. Anyways, they also brought back the guy from Chapter 9, the guy with the axe. And he basically elaborated on, like, showing that he is just one forced to fight in this war in order to survive and keep his sister safe. And we got more of the Levin and Laguerre siblings. I feel like those are also good characters. They're basically forced to do this to keep each other safe, but also please their father. I can understand that and I can respect that. But again, it's that moral ambiguity, that morally gray stuff we see in the villains. Besides Surtur and possibly Loki, Loki's just crazy. Like even Veronica and Zack, they were morally gray. Surtur and Loki are morally evil, but then most of the villains are morally gray, being forced to fight for for reasons that particularly they can understand. And we just don't get that with the rest of the characters, and I feel like that's holding the game back. Somebody had the audacity to argue like, "Oh no, you should just leave. You should stop playing. The story for Heroes is fine, perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong." It's like, what Fire Emblem game did you play where this was the basically like I would say Awakening, but even then that game had moral ambiguity, morally gray. Walhart Gangrel while doing had let me rephrase that. While Gangrel's methods was wrong, he was trying to unite the entire kingdom to prepare for Walhart's attack. Walhart was trying to unite the world to essentially do what his great ancestors did in freeing Valentia from the gods, except he wanted to do it on a global scale. Baldra is evil. Aversa was basically a puppet. Same with I can't remember Sayri's brother, Yunfei. I want to say. Again, I can't remember. It's been a while since I played that. But again, more ambiguity. Sure, it's harder. You have to look into it more. But again, it's still morally gray. And the heroes themselves are morally gray. Like, literally, Crom became really God that she wanted to show no mercy after Imran's death. During Chapter 9. Or Chapter 10. Well, Chapter 10, yeah, it was Chapter 10. He was willing to just, even though the captain offered them peace, and offered them a chance to surrender, and he would do his best to keep them all safe. Crom did not want to hear it. So again, both sides are morally gray. That's what Fire Emblem should be. No side should be in the right. Sure, some people have worse methods for it, but again, there's also villains who are merely puppets, or they're doing it because they have their own stakes at risk because it's this war. But we don't get that with Fire Emblem Heroes. We only get one side with morally gray people, with the main villains being evil. Meanwhile, you have the good villain, the heroes just being good, with no sense of evil whatsoever. It's just so irking, really. Another thing that he will suffer from is the fact that we have no idea where any of this is taking place. How far north, or if it's on a distant island, or whatnot. Because there's no map. Even though in Heroes, in the battle place, we do have a map, it's just that they don't want to use it. Here, let me show you. Fate, hold on, no, that's Fire Emblem, world map. World map, here we go. Here we go. Zenith. I believe this is the map. Hold on, I'm double check the wiki. Yes, but that's the thing. We get details about them, but we don't know, like, we don't know their location. We don't know the general area. So it's like, what do we do? Okay, oh sorry, I'm just sleepy. Like, you got fan maps and stuff. Again, you just, it's not really clear what's going on. Like, again, it's like, so like, what, how do we know the context of this fight? How far is Muscout spread if they're already at Asker? Again, some context will be nice. The thing is, they won't give it to us. So it's like we basically have to guess that this is what, it meant. It's all like, real quick. That's why I wanted to try to basically have to just guess on things. Like, again, I'm only critiquing it because the guy apparently thinks I just hate the game as entirely. I don't. Like, again, I'm critiquing on story because if the story was better, then there would be no problem with Heroes whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. But it's just that Heroes wants to keep things questionable. They want to keep things like, they don't want to really explain things. Despite the fact that they went into great details during book 1. Book 2, however, it seems they've been falling behind. We're told Rite of Flames, the Rite of Frost, how they both work, how they can interact each other. Is the Rite of Flames a single use? Is it multiple times? How does that go? Etc., etc. So it's like, so again, sleepy. So again, it's like, how do we go from having details about how these portals to these worlds are open and closed, but then we go into book 2 and where we basically are left with minor details and details that only they're just brought up out of nowhere, like with Fjorm having 2 siblings that she never mentioned until we got to chapter 9, where it just so happens that chapter pertained to Ygir, about and stuff like that. So it's like, we had these ideas for these characters, but rather than going into exposition, we decide that let's move on from it. Let's just wait till we get to the part where it needs to be explained, and then we explained. This makes no sense. Like, again, the only complaints I have for gameplay rise is that, one, we have no beast units. We're a year and a half into Heroes, and yet we have no beast unit. I feel like that's incredible waste of potential. And that's basically all I can think of right now. Maybe I think I had one more, but I can't think of it right now. But again, it's like the story needs to improve because the story is what keeps us enticed. Look at Grand Order. The gameplay might not be superb, but the story is makes up for it. I feel like that's sort of the problem that Heroes has. Gameplay wise, it's replicated to its best of its abilities. The problem becomes when sorry. The problem becomes with the story, I guess. How basically all this stuff means nothing with the story being bad as it is. But anyways, that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching, and leave comments below on what you think about the story, if it needs improvement or if you think it's fine. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.